Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to hop on again and just give off the top thoughts. Sort of been rumbling through my head throughout the day. I'm naming these after the crib because these literally take place after I put my son in his crib for the night. I asked my wife. She thought it was cute. I think it's silly and stupid, so that's why I like it mostly. But now I wanted to talk about an article I had read about this website called healthline.com. It's a website that all kinds of medical stuff. And they have made a bold move by changing the name of a part of the female anatomy in their articles, the vagina. It is now referred to as, and I'm sorry for laughing, it's just so absurd, it's now referred to as the front hole on their website. Now you may ask, why have they changed the name of the female anatomy from vagina to front hole? Well, that is because of transgenderism. Persons that identify as a gender different than what they biologically are. Apparently, from my understanding, for men who identify as transgender, meaning that they are biologically a man, but they identify as a woman, it is offensive to them to call a vagina because they do not themselves possess a vagina. Therefore, to get around this insensitivity, as it were, Healthline.com has decided to change the name of the vagina to the front hole. You get it? My issue is not with transgenderism. I'm not dipping my feet into that well just yet anyway. I'm not going to talk about directly, whether what my thoughts are on transgenderism or any of that kind of stuff. My concern primarily after reading this article is the English language and how flippant, that's the word I wanted to use, how flippant we're being with it. To take a term that has been used to describe that part of the anatomy for however long it's been used, to now change it to something as dumb and silly as the front hole, simply to placate the feelings of estimations show in the United States, transgenders make up anywhere from 0.5% to 0.6% of the entire U.S. population. I tried to look up the world population, but of course, in countries such as Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, other parts of the world, not really easy to identify transgenders because they primarily get killed when they identify as such. So that's why that's hard to come up with a world statistic of this. But in the United States, about 0.5%, which would be about 1.4 million people. So when you look at those numbers, you're talking 0.5%, 1.4 million compared to 40 million in the United States. Why are we changing a term to simply placate such a minority of people? It baffles my mind just from a logical, statistical, numbers thinking process on this. It makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. I mean, when you talk about a minority, transgenders are a minority of a minority. African Americans are minorities. They make up anywhere from 13 to 14% of the U.S. population. Hispanics are a minority. They make up more than that. Asians, of course, and you go on through different ethnicities, are all minorities. But transgenders really are probably the minority of the minority because they make up such a small percentage. So if they get that preference, right, they get this word change card where they get to change a word because it's offensive to even such a small amount. And we're talking here when you dig it even further, we're talking 0.5%. That's of transgenders as a whole. We're talking about the word vagina was changed because of transgendered men. That's even less of a percent. So if they get this authority to completely change the English language as far as healthline.com is concerned, it's supposed to be a medical website, medical equals science, then what else are we going to change? What will a penis be called? Or, your eyes, or a nose, or a mouth, or whatever, that may be offensive to somebody who doesn't possess this certain thing. It's just insanity to me. It's absolute insanity. But it's really no different than the world we live in, I suppose. I'm hoping it's more like an IHOP thing, where they changed their name to IHOB and then back to IHOP because they realized how stupid it was. And I know they said that it was all promotional stuff, but that's a lie. They deliberately changed it to IHOB. Some big wig thought this is going to be the best thing. We're going to start selling burgers. We're going to change it to IHOB to promote the hamburgers. And then when everybody rightly told them how stupid that was, they changed it back to IHOP. Oh, it was just promotional stuff. No, it was not. You deliberately did this on purpose. You got called out for it, rightly so, because it was a stupid idea. And now you've changed it back to IHOP. So maybe this will be the same thing we have on healthline.com. Don't know exactly what promotion they're going to advertise with changing vagina to front hole. But could be fun if they come up with something. Y'all be good.